Los Angeles buzzed with the usual air of glamour and scandal that made Forrester Creations the center of fashion and intrigue. Hope Logan and Carter Walton found themselves at a crossroads. Their chemistry had taken everyone by surprise, including them. They had both come out of emotionally complicated relationships. Hope with her tumultuous entanglement with Thomas Forrester, and Carter with his ill-fated romance with Quinn Fuller. Now, in 2024, as they stood face to face in the Forrester executive office, they knew it was time to make some tough decisions and set boundaries. Hope's uncertainty and self-reflection. Hope Logan, always the optimist, was beginning to realize that she had been looking for love and stability in all the wrong places. Her attraction to Thomas had been an emotional whirlwind that left her questioning her moral compass, her judgment, and ultimately, her values. She had allowed herself to fall for the darker, obsessive side of Thomas, despite warning after warning. When their romance finally imploded, Hope found herself at a familiar crossroads, vulnerable, unsure of herself, and ready to rebuild. Carter, on the other hand, had seen it all before. As COO of Forrester Creations, he had watched the relationships within the Forrester family fall apart and come together like the changing of the seasons. His own love life had been equally chaotic, full of high highs and devastating lows. His engagement to Quinn had ended, leaving him emotionally scarred and skeptical of love. Yet here he was, drawn to Hope, who seemed to be an oasis of calm amidst the drama of Los Angeles. The elephant in the room. Hope stared at Carter, her blue eyes full of unspoken questions. They had grown close over the past few months, sharing late-night conversations and quiet moments when the chaos of the day was too much to handle. Carter had been a rock for her, a steady presence she hadn't known she needed. But now, the nature of their relationship had started to shift, and they both knew they needed to address it before it spiraled out of control. Hope shifted nervously in her seat. "Carter, I've been thinking a lot about us," she started, her voice soft but deliberate. He looked at her intently, his dark eyes revealing both curiosity and concern. "I've been thinking about it too," he replied. "We need to be clear on where we stand, for our sake and for the sake of everyone around us." Hope nodded, exhaling deeply. "I've made mistakes before. I rushed into things with Thomas because I was trying to fix something in myself. I don't want to do that again. And I don't want to hurt anyone, not you, not me, and definitely not my family." Carter appreciated her honesty. He had always admired Hope's commitment to her values, even when she had stumbled. It was one of the reasons he found himself drawn to her. But he also knew that love and relationships in their world were never simple. They came with complications, entanglements, and power plays. "I get it," Carter said, his voice steady. "We've both been through enough. We've both been hurt, and we can't just dive headfirst into something without being clear about what it means." Setting boundaries. The air between them felt charged with the weight of unspoken words, but both Hope and Carter knew that if they didn't set boundaries now, their budding relationship could unravel into something neither of them could control. Hope broke the silence. "I think we should take things slow. I don't want to rush into anything, especially with everything going on at Forrester. And with Thomas." Carter interrupted gently. "You don't have to explain. I know your history with Thomas, and I'm not interested in competing with him or anyone else. But we need to be clear about what we want. I can't be in a relationship that's just a rebound." Hope nodded again, her eyes filled with appreciation for his candor. "I don't want that either. You deserve more than that, and so do I. But I also need to protect myself and my heart. I need to be sure." Carter leaned forward, his voice softening. "We'll take it one step at a time. We'll figure this out together. But we have to be upfront with each other. No games, no secrets." Hope smiled, feeling a sense of relief. "Agreed. No games, no secrets. And if at any point this becomes too much, we stop. No one gets hurt." Carter nodded. "And we keep our professional lives separate. Whatever happens between us stays between us. Forrester doesn't need more drama, and neither do we." They both chuckled softly at the mention of Forrester drama. After all, they had seen enough to last a lifetime. but their laughter quickly faded as the gravity of their conversations settled over them again. Navigating the future. As they sat in silence, both Hope and Carter realized the enormity of the step they were taking. They were two people carrying emotional baggage from failed relationships, standing at the edge of something that could either heal them or destroy them. The future was uncertain, but for the first time in a long time, they both felt hopeful. Carter stood up and walked over to the window, gazing out at the sprawling city below. "We've both been through a lot," he said quietly. "But maybe this is our chance to get it right, to do things differently." Hope joined him by the window, her hand brushing lightly against his. "Maybe it is," she agreed softly. "But whatever happens, we'll do it on our terms." As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the city, Hope and Carter stood side by side, looking out at the future with a sense of cautious optimism. They had set the rules. Now it was up to them to follow them. Elsewhere in Los Angeles, while Hope and Carter were defining the boundaries of their relationship, the rest of the Forrester clan was navigating its own tangled web of intrigue. Rich Forrester had once again found himself torn between two women, Brooke and Taylor, while Steffi and Finn were still trying to rebuild their marriage after the Sheila Carter debacle. Thomas, ever the wild card, was lurking in the background, his obsession with Hope far from over. Though he had promised to respect her boundaries, his feelings for her still burned brightly, threatening to disrupt whatever peace Hope and Carter were trying to create. The future at Forrester Creations was as unpredictable as ever, but for now, Hope and Carter had taken the first step toward something new. Whether it would last or crumble under the weight of their pasts was a question only time could answer.